Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. It's good to see you here. I want to especially thank Congresswoman Leslie Byrne for joining us, along with Stuart Proctor, the National Turkey Federation president, and the turkey, clapping for the president. Thomas Bross, the chairman of the Federation and a turkey farmer from Pennsylvania who raised this year's Thanksgiving turkey, the National Turkey Federation staff. Finally, I want to welcome the fourth grade students who are here from Springfield Estates Elementary School in Springfield, Virginia. Welcome to all of you. I'm glad you're here for Thanksgiving. President, this is my first year to have the honor of accepting the annual Thanksgiving turkey and granting the turkey the annual presidential pardon. After this ceremony, this turkey will retire to a 1930s working farm replica in Northern Virginia. We've come together today to have a little fun, but also to express our gratitudes in this Thanksgiving season for God's many blessings, a time to impress upon younger people the heritage of our nation and the commitment we all have to justice and freedom and peace. It's also a time to reach out in service to others not as fortunate as we are. In a few hours, Hillary and I will visit the New Covenant Baptist Church here in Washington, where church members and homeless families are coming together to prepare a Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving, when we all bask in the generosity and hospitality of our own family and friends, reminds us that we also belong to a larger community full of people who often are not as fortunate as we are. It's a time to value those things and to remember how strong we are when we come together to overcome adversity. In the last few months, I've had a chance to spend a lot of time in the Middle West dealing with the floods and their aftermath. And then last Sunday, I went to church in California with 24 people who went through the horrible trauma of the wildfires in the West. And I saw again what people can do when they pull together and remember that we are all in this together. Tomorrow, I'll have the great good fortune of celebrating Thanksgiving with my family, reflecting on the past year and looking to the future. I'll have the chance to say a prayer of thanks for the many blessings that I have enjoyed. I ask all of you to do that. I wish you well on this Thanksgiving, and to remember also our continuing obligations for our fellow Americans who don't have many of the things we take for granted. Together, we can make this country stronger and have even more to be thankful for next Thanksgiving. Thank you very much. And thank you for the applause. Somebody pointed out this morning that this may not be the only turkey I've had in my administration, but this is one I will certainly set free. Like this kid? How you doing? I'm sure glad you came to see us. Let the other kids come up. Anybody here hasn't done it? It'll be interesting to see whether any grown-ups come up.
Beer. That's called a beer. That's how you can tell it's a male. And this part right here. Red coat, please.
Okay, well, all the kids are dabbing. If you've already patted the turkey, let someone else stand up and place it.
Don't say that to turkey leg.
With your dad? Yeah, I saw you out there with your dad. Was it What's your name? Yeah, I gave it enough.
Pick him up.
Have a good day. Glad to see you again, Tom.
How does he compare to other turkeys you've met before?
You know, I'm experienced in this. I come from the 4th largest turkey growing state.
Is this your first presidential pardon?
It is my first presidential pardon.
You're going into great detail over there. Is that what you have later about the turkeys?
Yeah, we were talking to the kids about the turkeys and how to keep them calm. You know, just a very well-behaved turkey, though.
Yeah, we were hoping for something better, actually.
I asked the gentleman who raised them, you know, if they would have any trouble in the extra effort to raise them, and he said that they had spent a lot of time hand feeding and everything, so he's more comfortable around people.
Were you concerned at all about this? Because this guy's done something. This guy's
So many of my predecessors have participated in this ridiculous exercise, and I felt right at home. You know, I actually didn't mind it. I think it's kind of funny, and it's an annual ritual. And as I said, it's a little easier for me because I've been around turkeys for all my life. I didn't mean it like that. I come from a state that grows a lot of turkeys. We also, you know, have a huge wild turkey population at home. So it's just it's not as alien an experience for me as it would be for some people.
Do you think the founding fathers made the right choice not choosing a turkey as the national bird?
Well, you know, Franklin proposed it. He really did.
Yeah, they did. Well, actually, let me tell you what Franklin meant. Wild turkeys, and they're quite beautiful. If you've ever seen them, they're bottom heavy, like regular turkeys, but they're quite beautiful. And they can go from 0 to 35 miles an hour in no time. Something most people don't know. Amazing creatures to see operate in the woods. And listen, being out there in the woods on an early November or December morning, listening to the turkeys. Actually, in our state, it's turkey season early.
Does this remind you of any of the members of Congress you've been dealing with in the last?
Speaking of that, what's the latest?
What's the latest on the Brady bill?
I don't know. Senator Mitchell has put a very, I think, good offer on the table. He's offered, with my strong support, to put in a separate bill as soon as we come back. The several provisions of the Brady bill that we don't think is weakening the bill that Senator Dole wanted, one of which deals with the automation of records and when that could supplant the waiting period when the records were automated. That 67 senators voted for before, including Senator Bill. One deals with giving them what they wanted, which was a 4-year instead of a 5-year time period with an extra year that would be extended at the Attorney General's discretion. And I think there's another change in there. I mean, Senator Mitchell has gone the extra mile, and I have authorized him to say that I will strongly support the legislation so that it would permit the Senate Republicans to give up on their filibuster and send the Brady bill to us now, and we could give it to the American people for Thanksgiving. That's what I think they ought to do. We'll just have to see it.
Why do you think the Republicans are so adamant?
I don't know. I think they're just people who don't want the bill are holding it hostage. We should have done this long ago. It's an important first step in trying to get a hold of gun violence in this country and make our streets safer and enable our police officers to do their jobs better. And we now have the support of 80% of the American people. A big majority in the Senate. We know we have over 60 senators prepared to vote for this bill. But the political gridlock is holding one more than 40 of them in the filibuster system, 41% of the Senate. I think it's a terrible mistake, and I hope we can break out of it today.
What kind of a political price are the Republicans going to pay for this after citing the statistics that you just did?
Well, I think the American people want us to act. I think they do not want this to be a partisan political issue. I think the safety of our streets has become also a national security issue. I think the American people want us to act, and I don't want to make it a partisan issue. I have been over backwards not to. I want to work with the Republicans on the crime bill. I want to put out 100,000 police officers on the street. I want that assault weapons ban. I don't think it ought to be a partisan issue. But their partisan filibuster is making it a partisan issue. And I think that it's a mistake for them to do it. But we're going to keep working as hard as we can. I still think we got a chance to get it done. And I hope that the American people will be supportive. I know they are. That's what they're hearing out there. We just got to keep on plugging.
Hasn't it become personal also, Mr. President? Senator Dole thinks he was sandbagged by the Democrats.
Well, I know he thinks that, and I don't want to get into this because I can't. I mean, he says that. But this has nothing to do with the underlying merits. This is either a good bill or not a good bill, number one. Number two, the Republicans on the conference committee were not even on the regular committee, and there were people who had no intention of voting for the Brady bill if all the changes they wanted were adopted. So the Democrats argued that they felt that they didn't have they didn't know what they were supposed to talk about with people who weren't going to vote for it regardless, and who weren't even on the committee that had jurisdiction of the Brady bill. So you can hear arguments on both sides about that, but that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. This is a good thing for the American people. It's a good first step. It's the right thing to do. And none of us, all of us, if you stay around these battles now, you've been through all the stuff we've been through just in the last year, all of us. If you go around letting your personal feelings get in the way of doing the public interest, we never get anything done right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Think that's appropriate for today?
Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Look at this.
Guys, behind the rope, drop the rope.
Guys, hold up. Yeah, my pants are falling down.
The rope's been dropped.
Andrew, don't you have to get the turkey?
No, turkey's been pardoned. No, we pardoned both. Both turkeys were pardoned. Yeah, right. It's a twofer.
You want to go back, folks? We go back to the palm. Everybody back. You want to go back.
Guys, push me back. No, you push me. No, you push.
Harry, you push me.
No pushing.
You want to know about turkeys? We never know.
Only shoving, no pushing.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Photo pool.
Ma'am.
Naomi, how many, what number turkey is this?
How do you feel about red?